Hi.
It's good.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi, my name is Marty Walsh.
Hi, I'm Becca Peasy.
Hi, I'm James Delvin.
And this is my golden hour.
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 Whoa. Welcome back to another episode of the Golden Hours podcast put on by Golden Deer Productions. And we are doing the GDP Director's Cut right now, where we interview eclectic mixes of different people who are working on the GDP movie. And today we are joined by the lovely Alex Ortiz. Thank you so much for joining us, Alex.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course. And Alex, can you just give us a quick little rundown of who you are and what you do?
Well, I consider myself a filmmaker, but I started doing a lot of VFX. So that's how I kind of got into the industry, just doing VFX. I'm originally from Puerto Rico and grew up in the island, love filmmaking. Yeah, I mean, I went to college in Connecticut, and from Connecticut, I ended up going to Chicago and kind of starting my business here from Chicago. But I've been all over the place.
And Alex, what do you do now? What is your business now, to tell the people?
Right now, I own a company with my partner Caesar, and it's called ABOT Studios, and we've been running a little over 2 years, and mostly we focus on visual effects, filmmaking, post-production stuff. We've done a lot of music videos. That's how we got into the industry, doing music videos for the Latino industry.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So
you said ABOT Studios got started doing music videos. When was that?
That's our first video. Yeah, it was maybe 2 years ago. The original idea was to start a company just to do more commercial stuff. I did work a little bit of real estate before this whole endeavor, and so we were doing a lot of real estate video, real estate stuff. And then also we started doing more commercial stuff in the city for small businesses. Mm-hmm. And then at the same time, I was doing short films and stuff in the side and some special effects stuff, more for personal and a hobby. Mm-hmm. But I didn't realize that all that footage that I was doing, all these shootouts and movies and stuff that I was doing were being shown to this famous rapper from my town. Mm-hmm. Seeing everything. So one day he called me up and was like, "Hey, I want you to shoot a music video for me." And that was 2 years ago. And then the video
wow.
The video has 10 million views, and then after that it's they just kept calling back. So been pretty different. I wasn't expecting to jump into that world, but that's how it ended up happening.
Mm-hmm. And who was the artist?
His name is Coscuyuela. So you can look him up on Instagram, but Coscuyuela is his name.
And you mentioned earlier that you got your start in real estate. What were you doing exactly for real estate? I
was a real estate agent, leasing. I did the real estate agent for a long time. So I did that for almost 7 years. But I always had, my heart was always on in this, but I wasn't taking it serious until 2 years ago that I was okay, you know what? We're just gonna, I've been doing this as a hobby, so let's I wanna work on this right now. So
And how did you like being a real estate agent? How does that really compare to what you do now?
Actually, I did enjoy it because it gives you flexibility of the time, and it gave me time to work on stuff like this on the side. So I really did enjoy it at the moment, and I still work with them in the company, and I do a lot of marketing and video work for them still to this day. So I know I made a lot of good friends and good connections, and I'm still using it as part of the business. So now kind of ABOT is kind of their marketing team right now.
So there are a lot of transferable skills between working in real estate and working in VFX.
Yes. You talk with a lot of people. There's a lot of communication that has to go with VFX with producers, directors, and everybody else. So yeah, I guess that could be a little transferable.
Mm-hmm. And then after you started doing music videos with ABOT, where did you guys kind of take off from there?
So we basically, after we did our first music video, I mean, we've been doing the same artists just kept calling us to do the same videos, but at the same time, other directors from the industry started calling us to do visual effects for them.
Mhm.
So I don't know if you, I mean, we done for a few like famous Latino artists. I don't,
Mhm.
but it's not that much American artists. Like we done more like G Herbal. I don't know if people know him, and
Mhm.
Newski 2 Squad. We done from the U.S. I did one that I did VFX supervising for a Wiz Khalifa video.
Mhm.
So I mean, I guess that would be the biggest name that we done. But
That is very cool. And so what kind of VFX usually goes into music videos? I know different videos have obviously different standards and different creative processes.
yeah, so with music videos, it's all depending the visual concept that the director brings you. Most of the stuff that I done is like very random, like just random particles, objects floating around, or the sky replacements. If they're doing a shootout with muscle flashes, all that other stuff. A lot of abstract art, I would say. A lot of
Mhm.
abstract art.
Do you have a favorite type of genre that you like to do VFX for? Like, do you think, like a rap song has a better video than like a bachata song or something like that?
I like more movies. So
Hmm.
I like doing more like shootouts, like horror stuff, or just building worlds, I guess. So that's why I feel like working with Connor is a good thing, because we're building this post-apocalyptic haze world.
Hmm.
So, but I kind of like that more. Just the music. I like doing music videos, but it just like it's more abstract, and like it's different. Sometimes
Yeah.
it doesn't make a lot of sense what you're doing. There's not really so. I tend to, with the movies, there's more continuity, and it's just you can see the effect transition to the next shot, and it's just like I tend to enjoy that a little bit more.
You like the storytelling process with
I like the
VFX work.
storytelling process. Yeah, VFX.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's actually a really good segue. You mentioned Connor earlier. How did you first come to meet Connor and get involved with the project?
Well, Connor contacted us via Instagram, and then he sent us an email to our website, and then I just reached out, and after that, Connor, we've been on the phone with Connor ever since. And he's an awesome guy, though. He's very, very, very driven. But yeah, and I like the idea that he presented, and it's something that we wanted to work on. So.
And how has the process been so far working on the movie?
I mean, it's been good. It's a lot of shots that we're trying to do, and there's a lot of we're trying to coordinate a lot. The thing is that the effect that we're trying to do, I don't want to go into it too much. I don't want
Mhm.
to tell everybody about it, but it's a very drastic change of what it was originally filmed. So
Mhm.
so there goes a lot of detail to it. So that's So it's not easy, but it's super fun. The results are fun. You know what I mean? So that's what we are. So I'm trying to like coordinating with the colorist, coordinating with the there's another VFX artist, Tim, and coordinating with the colors that he's doing, and then coordinating with Connor, making sure. So there's a lot of back and forth, but everything's going really well. And I mean, we're the little results that the development tests that we're doing, I think Connor and everybody are enjoying. So now we just got to start piecing everything together.
Yeah. And what do you think has been one of the most challenging parts of the project so far?
Um, the most challenging, um, I would say, because of the type of effect that we're doing, just trying to get the color right. That's been the most challenging part. Just trying to get the color right. The effects that I'm doing requires a lot of color manipulation. I'm doing mostly compositing, so it's not 3D visual effects. It's more compositing. Um, so what I'm doing, I'm using a lot of color. So I got to coordinate a lot with Benny, which is a colorist for the project.
Mhm.
So just to make sure that whatever I'm doing is not affecting his final color grade that he'll be doing for the film. So, but it's something that I haven't been used to, that I'm used to, but just because of this specific effect that's very color heavy, what I'm doing, it's just like it's a different perspective of working. Yeah.
And do you like this kind of large scale work? Is that something you'd want to be involved with more in the future?
Yeah, I do like it. I mean, I feel like the music videos are kind of like the same scale work that we were doing.
Mhm.
Um, I just the music video were the same type of scale of work that we were doing.
Mhm.
It's just almost equally the same amount of shots. But
Interesting.
it's interesting if you realize a music video is like it's cut up so much. It's like so it's like so you're putting effects to tons of shots. Like in a narrative, it's a little bit more slow pace. The shots might be a little bit longer,
Mhm.
but and then music videos have a lot of movement. So when you get a lot of movement, like there's roto brushing, tracking involved. There's all this other stuff involved, and so I lost my train of thought. I don't know.
No, that's okay. And the point you were trying to make was that the a music video is a much larger scale project than I think a lot of people realize in terms of all the different
Yeah.
shots and movements and stuff go into
In
it.
my experience, like music videos are extremely difficult. Like if
Mhm.
you worked or produce a music video, it's like you gotta get all these multiple setups in one day. You got this big budget that they're giving you, and you cannot miss anything. So you gotta get
Mhm.
all the shots that you can in one day. And I sometimes do even do 4 setups, and then on top of that, then the editing is like the editing with a narrative. You kind of have the script and the storyboard to go with, but music video is like I don't know where they're like in a roof, and then I don't know where they're in a car, and then you gotta like there's no really direction, so you just gotta find that visual balance in order to get it done right. So
Yeah, it's a whole different beast,
it's a
essentially, is
whole
what you're
different beast.
saying.
Yeah,
Mhm. What else do you think people misunderstand about VFX work?
yeah. I just feel it's just very time consuming. So
Mhm.
like VFX is like so in a second, if you in film, it's 24 frames per second. So there's 24 pictures. So just imagine doing Photoshop for 24 frames. So it could be very time consuming. Obviously, you have like technology like roto brushing, motion tracking that can help you save time on that, but you still have to go frame by frame. At least with dealing with people that haven't worked with VFX, they're like, hey, I just want a tiger in the background. And like,
Mhm.
no, I mean, we can, but it's not that easy. Like, you gotta like create a 3D tiger. You gotta create the hairs, everything. It's like a massive task, and
Mhm.
just getting people how to understand how to shoot things in order to send it to a VFX artist. So that's where a VFX supervisor comes in hand. But a lot of people that at least me in the music industry, like it's kind of like a new thing, at least in the Latino music industry.
Mhm.
It's VFX is like it's there, but it's starting like to build up now. So I'm trying, at least with the directors that I work, I'm trying to like help him supervise them. It's like, hey, you need to shoot the green screen this way. It needs to be lit this way. You shouldn't move the camera this way, or just tips like that in order to make the VFX process a little bit easier.
I see. So
Production.
your goal then is to kind of do a lot of setup beforehand so you don't have to do as much
Yeah.
work in
Yeah.
post.
And
I
that's basically what a VFX supervisor does. And then obviously they do other stuff like HDR pictures. So it's like pictures that they can send to the 3D modelers and artists to get the proper lighting for the scene and all this other stuff that you can do to make
Mhm.
the effect better. Yeah.
Interesting. What do you think your favorite part of the VFX process is?
My favorite part, I would say, like when you start putting the final colors and the final grade to it, um, just because you see the overall thing.
Mhm.
But honestly, the thing that I enjoy the most is like, because I studied sound engineering in college and I did a minor in communication. So I do a lot of audio too. But my favorite part of the entire process, because I know how to do the filming, the effects, the audio, a little bit of everything. So, but my favorite process of everything is just the audio. When you make it to the sound design and the music part, because that's when you finally see your whole film like come together.
Yeah, you get
And
the final.
that's like you can, and then a visual effect is nothing without audio, in my opinion. So it could look a little lame, but once you put a little bit of sound design to it, it takes a whole different form. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard before people are more willing to forgive like blurry imagery, but if audio is bad, you immediately notice
Yeah,
it.
you immediately notice. Audio is so important. People overlook it so much. So it's like I feel like that's helped me a lot, like making at least the products that we deliver from ABOT. Like people enjoy it because we try to do a really good sound design to it. So.
So just to kind of clarify here, can you go through exactly what ABOT Studios is doing now? What kind of services and stuff you guys offer?
Yeah, so right now we offer like production, like film production, production, pre-production, and post-production. So pre-production, production, and post-production. So we can offer any type of filming for commercials, music videos, or film. We also provide like visual. If you want to separate things, we can provide visual effects as well. We can provide editing services, and then also if we can provide some sound design services as well.
And go ahead.
So basically that. So we do a little bit of everything. It's like a full house service, kind of
Yeah,
like
you're a one-stop shop.
a one-stop shop.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Is there anything you guys have exciting coming up that you want to promo or plug?
Connor's movie.
Come on, nothing personal and no Alex Ortiz.
No, I'm actually like on my spare time right now. I've been working on a 3D render for Star Wars. Not a Star Wars film, like a fan film that I'm doing. So it's nothing too intense. I don't want to like. So it's just me like it's mostly all 3D renders, like no live action or anything like that. So it's just me doing some animations with some just dabbling into some Star Wars stuff. I'm just trying to make it look as closest to the movie possible, but it's just this new task that I'm trying to this little project that I'm doing on the side that I'm looking forward to it a lot. And then I've been showing clips to my friends and they're like, holy shit, this is awesome. But let's see how it turns out.
Wow. So you really are a jack of all trades with the audio engineering, the VFX, and animation.
I just started dabbling into animation, but I'm VFX. I am more considered as a, and then I also have my partner, my right hand man, Caesar, who is like he has a master's in digital cinema, and he taught me a lot in the beginning, and he's part of the whole process as well. So we make a good team for sure.
How have you found animation? Has it been harder than VFX and audio engineering? About the same?
The hard part is understanding the programs. I mean, I've been dealing with a lot of layers, but all these most of these programs and most of like the standard programs that you use in the industry like are node based. I don't know if you guys would understand that, but it's basically a different structure how to working. When you work with layers, it's more like Photoshop. You put image over on top of image. Node base is like basically little information nodes, or little cubes that you relay the information of what the image is going to happen. So it's more like tying little nodes and telling them, hey, you need to do this in order to manipulate the final image output. That was a horrible explanation, by the way.
No, that actually perfect.
But so basically just getting used to the software. I've been compositing for a while now, so I kind of know what I want and like how I want it to look. But it just trying to get the computer to do what I want. That's where the phase that I am.
Yeah.
I managed to figure out certain stuff and just certain animations and just, but I really enjoy it because it's like you feel like your possibilities are endless when you're doing 3D animation, because you literally can just create the whole world right in front of you, and you don't need a camera or anything or a crew. You just can sit in front of your computer and create some stuff that people are like, oh my God, like how much does that cost to make? But it's like, I get it in my home. hours, but that's it.
Yeah, it costs your sanity, but what's that worth? Okay, Alex. Well, I will not take up too much more of your time here. I just want to ask you, where do you think the GDP movie goes next? What are your expectations for it?
In post-production process, or I mean, right now, after I'm done with this, I'm gonna contact Conor and Benny and see where we can see if we can finalize kind of like the color look in order to like start putting all the color information into all the other shots. But right now, the process that I've been with my partner Caesar is that we've been roto brushing. So that's basically erasing everything, like cutting out everybody and separating the layers. That way we can put the effects into the shots. So that's the worst part of VFX is roto brushing. Like everybody hates it. Nobody wants to do it, but I mean, we got to do it. So that's where we are right now.
That makes sense. And one last question, a little off topic, but a bit of a fun one. So you, of course, know that the topic of the movie is a zombie apocalypse in Boston. Yeah. If there was a zombie apocalypse in Chicago, how would you survive it?
I think about that. I thought about that, but it's just Chicago is so. I mean, you know, it's a city, so I'm like downtown kind of. So it's like I'm like, there's always this house that I walk by in my neighborhood that looks like a fortress. It's like cement fortress. I'm saying like if there's a zombie apocalypse, I'm breaking in there and I'm gonna like use that as my fort. But yeah, I think it'll be chaos. There's too many people. I don't even know what I'm gonna do. Just run and look for a very fortified home. That's what I would do.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great plan. It seems foolproof to me.
Yeah.
Well, Alex, thank you so much for taking the time to do this. Is there anything else that you want to promote, get the name out there for while I have you?
Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to see what we have done and the music videos that we've done, you can go to our Instagram. It's like ABOT Studios, all together, ABOT Studios, and you can see a little bit of the stuff that we've done. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, wonderful. Thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Let me just hit record. Stop recording.
Hi.
It's good.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi, my name is Marty Walsh.
Hi, I'm Becca Peasy.
Hi, I'm James Delvin.
And this is my golden hour.
And this is my golden hour.
And this is my golden hour.
And this is my golden hour.